Today, we will be looking at the FOIL method and the reverse operation to this, which is known as factoring trinomials. The FOIL method is a relatively simple algebraic process used to multiply binomials, with binomials being an algebraic expression involving two terms. This is an example of binomial. As you can see, this is the first term and this is the second term. In this case, we're trying to find the product of the two terms. FOIL is actually an abbreviation of a simple set of instructions used to multiply the terms. It stands for first, outside, inside, and last. By following these instructions, we know that first, we need to multiply the first part of each term, so the first term in each set of parentheses, and write down this number. Remember that when we multiply the same variable together, it becomes squared. Then, we need to multiply the outside terms, and write these down too. Since this entire expression is positive, which can be seen by the addition signs, we have to add this sum to the previous one. Don't put them together though, since they aren't like terms. This one is squared, and this one is a single variable. Next, we multiply the two inside numerals, and write this down as well, with the addition sign between it and the previous number. And finally, we must multiply the last part, so the last term in each set of parentheses, and write this answer down as well. As you can see, we now have a four-part expression, an expanded version of the binomial. However, this answer is not complete yet. To fully simplify the expression, we need to combine like terms as a final step. To do this, identify which terms are the same, in other words, which possess the same variable. Remember, x squared and just a single x are not the same. X squared consists of two x's multiplied together, while the single x is just one individual digit. So as you have identified, 18x and 35x are our like terms. Therefore, we must add them together. With this answer, we must now rewrite our expression. Since there are no further like terms and no other ways in which we could simplify this expression, this is our final answer. Now here's a few questions to try by yourself. Pause the video to work them out, and when you're done, play the video again to view the answers provided. And here are the answers to our examples.
For the next part of this video, we will be looking at factoring trinomials. Factoring trinomials is a way to, as the name suggests, simplify trinomials by factoring them and essentially converting them to a set of binomials. This process can be seen as a reverse operation of the FOIL method. Trinomials are an algebraic expression involving three individual terms. This is an example of a trinomial. Trinomials such as this one usually follow the same structure, ax squared plus bx plus c. As such, the first step of factoring a trinomial is always to identify and label which term is a, which is b, and which is c. In this case, the first part of the trinomial, which has the squared variable, is a, as shown by the general expression. Keep in mind that expressions can be written in any way, so a may not always be the first term. Next, we need to identify b. Based on our general structure, we can see that b is the term with a singular variable. Again, it may not always be at the second position. Finally, you need to identify c. Now, you need to multiply a and c together to find ac. Note this new number as well as the term of b down. Before moving on to the next step, draw an x. The top part of the x will be labeled product AC, and the bottom part will be labeled sum b. The basic idea behind this is that we will be trying to find two integers that multiply to AC as well as add to b. Fill the terms we established to be AC and b into their respective parts of x. Now create a list of all of the factors multiplying to AC. You can include negative numbers. 1 times 6 or 2 times 3. Now go back through your list and identify one of the number sets which can be added together to equal to b. In our case, this can be 2 times 3. The pair of numbers will have a product of AC and add up to b, which is exactly what we need to fill out our x. Go back to the x and insert the numbers into the blank spaces on either side. The order is only important if you're working with negative numbers. Otherwise, it does not matter. As you can see, 2 and 3 add to 5 and multiply to 6. For the next step, you need to rewrite the initial expression, the trinomial. However, instead of noting down the original b term, you now need to use the 2 terms we came up with. When you write these down in the place of b, you must add the variable to each of them. Now you have a 4-part expression. Next, you need to separate the terms. Put a and the first part of b in the first bracket, and the second part of b and c in the last bracket. For the final step, you need to factor these brackets by looking for the GCF, greatest common factor. Look at both terms in the first bracket. Are there any similarities? We can tell that x is the GCF of the 2 terms. Therefore, we are going to divide it out and place it on the outside of the bracket. We must do the same thing for the other bracket. 3 is the GCF of the 2 terms, so divide it out. Now we can tell that the terms left over in both brackets are the same. Therefore, we must now put the 2 terms on the outside of the brackets together in one bracket, with the terms in the leftover bracket in a separate set of parentheses. So they are essentially multiplying. This is a simplified expression of our trinomial. Now, here's a few questions to try by yourself. Pause the video to work them out. When you're done, play the video again to view the answers provided. Here are the answers to the examples. Thank you for watching. We hope this video helped you learn about FOIL and factoring trinomials.